Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. We are from Group Bunga. We'll be presenting the Merbatty case. This presentation comprises the company background, SWOT analysis, the discussion of some issues arise in the company, and also conclusion for this case. So today we as management consultants for Merbatty will discuss some issues that has arisen. So without further ado, let's start with Merbatty's background. So Merbatty was formed 33 years ago by the chairman, which is Alberto. It has two boat building facilities which is based in Europe and also West Coast in the USA. Majority of its sale worldwide is secured through authorized sales agents. Currently, they have 15 models of boats with price ranging from Euro 0.4 million to Euro 4 million. Merbatty has enjoyed its rapid growth and profitability in recent years. However, there are some issues occurred and we are going to analyze and give the best solution to each and one of them.
Okay, for the SWOT analysis, first let me explain what is SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is a technique used by a company for assessing these four aspects in the business, which are strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. A company can use SWOT analysis to develop business strategy while reducing the chance of failure. For the strength of Merbatty, we identify that Merbatty is a well-known company based in the boat manufacturing industry for 30 years. It caters to a wealthy market segment. It has planned to expand the business with model and new facilities in Suraya. Furthermore, relationship with customer is strong and Merbatty get to maintain the number of loyal customers day by day. Next, majority of Merbatty sales worldwide are made through sales agents. Most of Merbatty's agents worldwide work exclusively for Merbatty. The sales agent has a continuous contact with the customer from initial contact until delivery of the boat. Most of these agents are now loyal friends with great contacts in the industry. For the weaknesses, Merbatty supplier deficiency is too high. The only supplier for manufacturers of good horse is Top Grace. If Top Grace will arise to have a major problem, Merbatty could be faced barriers from Top Grace. It could be the major weaknesses if Merbatty over-relies on Top Grace. Next, Merbatty is consuming overtime in manufacturing the product. In 2012, Merbatty was operating at 94% capacity to finish a complete full set product. It proved that Merbatty was not fully utilizing the capacity where it should maximize the capacity to shorten the period of time to complete the manufacturing. Merbatty also have no investment in other company as Merbatty has JKL as their investor, which bought 50.4 million euro of shares. But the relationship between JKL and Merbatty was not good because the lack of communication between chairman and JKL. So the problem might occur in the future where JKL might withdraw the investment from Merbatty and will cause a negative perception from the public towards the company. For the opportunity, Merbatty has a higher demand from the global customer on bigger boats. This demand increases the Merbatty's revenue stream. This demand also instantly made Merbatty's product grow bigger in the manufacturing boat market. Next, Merbatty has the opportunity to expand the business as they use the new technology in the production. This shows that Merbatty investment in the technology has increased by 10% and 10 million of course in the last 2 years. And last, for the trades, the accident at work created by its employees, which is Paulo. Ethical issues had by Paulo hit the Merbatty's reputation. The organization will be incredibility, general morale and decline in the productivity. This will create a bad image to Merbatty's business. In addition, more competitors are entering and competing the luxury boat building industry. This is because there are many international builders of luxury boats that produce over 180 different models. Therefore, if Merbatty is unable unable to formulate good marketing to beat competitors. The company will lose sales due to strong competition.
There are 6 issues that will be explained and solved by group mates. So the first issue is whether to choose Arabian Interiors or to choose Cooper Design as the suppliers for the new building facility in Suraya. Secondly, ethical issues at work. The third one is whether to accept JASPER's offers on creating racing boat or to reject it. The fourth one is whether to hire full-time staff or to appoint sales agents only. And the fifth one is about the investors' concern on Merbatty's financial position, as they always do charitable work that didn't give any profits to Merbatty. And last, the sixth issue is late delivery of hull supplier. The first issue is whether to choose Arabian Interiors or Cooper Designs. So as Merbatty builds a new facility office in the Middle East and soon will be open, they have conflict and difficulty in choosing the best interior design supplier for their boats. So Stephen Gill expected that half of the total sales of Merbatty will come from Suranian sales. So it is very important to choose the best supplier to satisfy potential customers. Lucas Dian has gathered some information on 2 potential design companies that are willing to carry out the design work on the boats produced in the Suranian facility. The 2 option suppliers are Cooper Designs and Arabian. Let us discuss about the pros and cons for each of the supplier. So the benefits of choosing Cooper Designs is they are multinational boat interior design and based in Western Europe. It has design centers around the world, which means their brand is already recognized and well known by people. Other than that, Cooper has experience and is very expert in delivering modern traditional design with high quality. And to be truth, they even won Best Modern Design at Dubai International Boat Show in 2013. Most interesting part that we found out about Cooper is they are providing extranet services. It means they allow customers to remotely view the current designs for their boat at any time. It links the designer and the customers to take place regularly, leading to a more solid end result. Extra points for them as they have extra space capacity to design all Merbatty boats, and they are also happy to work with Merbatty. The only cons they have is their new building center is located at Dubai, which is 200 miles away from Suranian facilities. It is very far and will cost highly from the transportation aspect. Other than that, the second cons that they have is the design fee is quite expensive for a mid-sized boat. The benefits of choosing Arabian Interiors is they are well known for Arabian flavored design, which was proved when they won the best Arabian design boat interior in 2013. Next, they have great financial position as Arabian is financed by wealthy and well-connected sheikh, and they have unlimited funds. On top of that, they hire only local people but are well educated and fully trained in using computer systems. Their design fees are quite reasonable, which is Euro 90k per boat. The cons of choosing Arabian Interiors are they only provide local services as they believe that the growth in local will be far greater. Next, they only have 4 years experience in designing business. So people might know or people might not know about this brand, which will result in less sales as customers didn't have confidence to let Arabian design their boat. After analyzing the pros and cons of both suppliers, we as management consultants of Merbatty suggest to choose Cooper Designs as suppliers. Firstly, it is well-known brand, and it will attract potential customers to order boat as well as get the services from Cooper Designs. Second one is, even though Cooper office is 200 miles away from Surayya, but they provide extranet service which the customer didn't have to go far away to design their boat, to let Cooper know what they like, what the preference they want, and all of that. So customer can actually save costs, and Surayya only need to transfer the boat to Cooper Designs facility. The last one is they have extra space to design. They have extra space capacity to design all Surayya boats. Hence, there is no excuses to not choose Cooper Designs.
Merbatty's health and safety record has always been good, but recently Merbatty has been facing two ethical issues that has become a burden to Merbatty. The issue is about an accident at work by one of Merbatty's employees. This issue arose because one of Merbatty's employees, Paulo, when he fell off and broke his leg while on his work. The worst reason for the fall is because Paulo is taking drugs while doing his work. Paulo managed to avoid his college on arrival at the backyard and make his way to the hall without getting any suspicious thinking from his college. However, these issues become bigger when Jasper, a director in the Merbatty's company and also it's a good friend of Paulo, was aware about Paulo's drug-taking habit, but he decided to ignore it, as before Paulo never allowed his habit to interfere with work. A disciplinary action is required in Paulo's accident, as this action is against the Code of Conduct for Employees. The action taken from the company is so that Paulo's wrong behavior can be a lesson to other employees. Our recommendation in Paulo's case is help Paulo overcome his addiction with getting a counseling session or a rehab for him. Next is to strengthen employees' health and safety guidelines. As before this, Merbatty's health and safety record has always been good, but that doesn't mean that it always been good. Company must always check their employees' health before they can do their work and ensure the safety of each employee. Lastly, our recommendation in Jasper cases is Jasper should be one to be independent and not in favor of anyone. Even though Paulo is his good friend, he should not cover Paulo's fault. As a good friend, he supposedly should advise Paulo and not to ignore it. The next issue is about racing boat, which Merbatty has been sponsoring a global speedboat race at the cost of £5 per annum. Jasper, who is marketing director in Merbatty's, want to build and race a speedboat in the competition, as they will lead to more sales of Merbatty's performance motorboats, the P3000 specifically. So he noticed that this would give benefit to Merbatty. However, Alberto argues that Jasper's proposal will not guarantee success. So, to convince Alberto, Jasper did some calculation on the P3000 boat's costing and produced the following analysis. They assume that the fixed cost for design, development and build cost is 12 million will be plus with cost for travel accommodation, direct engineer cost 8 million multiplied by 2 years, and the total of fixed cost is 28 million. The selling price for the boat is 4.4 million and their variable cost is 3.6 million. The formula of break-even point is fixed cost divided by contribution margin. So after we calculate, we get 35 units of P3000 boats that needs to be sold in 2 years. So if Alberto accepted Jasper's proposal, Merbatty will increase their sale for P3000 boats. Another pros is to enhance Merbatty's brand. New people might get known and interested about their product, but there might be a risk if Alberto accepted Jasper's proposal. Before this, Merbatty only got to sell around 20 odd boats, so this might be a risky decision for Merbatty as they need to sell 35 units of P3000 boats. If they cannot reach the break-even points, it will make a big loss for Merbatty. The failure of Merbatty also might have made their image collapse. So our recommendation is accepted Jasper's proposal. Even though it is quite risky to them, it can increase their sale when the demand of the boat increase. This will give the Merbatty's large boat market a good beginning.
So I will be representing about the sales staff versus sales agents. So the company is planning for expansion in the future. Stephen Gill and Mary Luke have been discussing the proposal to employ sales staff or propose to agents. Will the company reduce and terminate of the agent's contract, or decided to employ sales staff only, or otherwise? So these slides represents from two different thoughts, which are from Stephen Gill and Mary Luke. The first one is about advocacy on Stephen Gill's opinion. The first point is sales agents have a worldwide range, as the sales agent selected from different locations and they are expertise on that location. The second one is the sales agents can enlargement the networking to the existing customers. The agents has an excellent existing network between the customers, so they can strengthen the relationship between the customers. The third one is the sales agents offers to the particular focusing group in the market. So the sales agent can focusing on the potential buyers only in the market. Lastly, there are no hidden costs in the sales agents because the cost is incurred when the agents are responsible to sell the products. Every aspect has pros and cons. So the right one is the opposition Stephen Gill's opinion. Sales agents have less communication with the organization, as the Merbatty cannot secure synergy between the sales agents. Second is sales agents less familiar towards the offering product. Throughout that, Merbatty should consult them about the offering product first, and they need to give training about the product itself. The last one is low degree of control. The sales agents are independent. Their manners, their method, their style are their own way, and the management cannot control it. Okay, the next slide is about the Mary Luke opinions on the sales staff. So the first one of the advocacy on Mary Luke's opinion, sales staff have more organized and trusted employees. The management can control them by a division of different types of geography. The second one is sales staff has an effective two-way communication. When the issue has arisen, the sales staff can directly report to the management. The third one is sales staff has valuable resources in sales technique, providing the risk of customers when being measured as it remains confidential within the company. Also, they can build new applications on the specific product. Last one is no need commission for every sales. Merbatty do not need to create any different rates of price list. Last and not least is the opposition Mary Luke opinions. The first one is the sales staff has less networking to the customers. Then they don't have any existing networking, so it takes a long period of time to build a new networking. The second one is sales staff will increase the expenses. The company will raise on the overhead based salaries and the benefits. Last and not least, sales staff less familiar towards the offering product. Throughout that, Merbatty also should consult them and give them training about the offering product itself. So we are recommend for the company itself, the union of the sales agents and sales staff could achieve its ambitious on the sales targets. Merbatty needs to appoint sales staff and reduce the number of sales agents. So the sales agents, by retaining the best sales performance and main active role. Meanwhile, the sales staff should be appointed with high potential expertise in the identified several locations and work scopes.
The next issue regarding this topic is JKL concern. JKL is one of the investors in Merbatty, as JKL holds 28% of issued share. But there is a misunderstanding between Saman Lelet and the chairman, Alberto Blanc, where Saman is concerned that Alberto views Merbatty as his own property to do with as he wishes. The problem occurred when Saman visited the financial director, Andreas, but he was not around since he was out to one of his charitable visits. But due to the lack of communication, Saman does not understand the importance and benefit of charitable works to a company profitability and reputation. This problem may cause dissatisfaction for JKL and will create a great impact to Merbatty's reputation, as JKL is one of the biggest shareholders in the company. Therefore, for the recommendation, we recommend that Merbatty should communicate all matters of concern between its shareholders about the issue that arise to avoid any misunderstanding between them. Moreover, by strengthening the communication, JKL will know more about Alberto's main idea, especially in the importance of doing charity work, since Merbatty earns profit from society by doing charity. Merbatty also needs to consider any planning or decision making must include or communicate between all the shareholders to avoid the misunderstanding between the shareholders, especially JKL, where JKL might lose confidence at Merbatty's performance. So, Merbatty should take this communication into a serious part, since the good relationship between shareholders is very important for the company's development.
So we are at the last issue, that is the late delivery of a hull from Topcrest. Lately, Topcrest has successful in the market. It leads to late of delivery of a hull and expected to be in 2 months lateness. So this lateness is caused delaying in manufacturing. Paul was irritated until he found a new supplier. So we are providing some information to calculate for 2 situations. So referring by this slide, we had calculate for the ASAP compensation offered by Topcrest. Employees involved in the date delivery total of 97 employees. Idle time is 30.4 hours. Compensation by Topcrest costs 88,464 euros, and the normal employee wages is 53,078.4 cents. So after subtract the customer discount and add ex gratia payment, the company will gain profit of 40,385 euros. Meanwhile, the next slide represents the decline compensation offered by Topcrest. Employees will also involved in the date delivery is 97 employees. Idle time is 22.84 hours and have an additional cost that is 50,000 euros, and they will get loss for 52,211.60 cents. So we are recommend for the Merbatty to continue with Topcrest, yet they have been a good relationship together. Thus, Merbatty also can gain profit from the late delivery. On top of that also, the quality of the hull also can be secured. So we are heading to our last presentation, that is conclusion. We had discussed 6 issues and we recommend several alternatives for every issues. So the first one is the new design supply for Suraya. The result is we choose Cooper design because we recommend it because they are well-known brand, extended services, they have space to design for Merbatty, and the price is so reasonable. The second one is accident at work. So they are still remaining follow in the organization. So we are recommend that help Polo overcome his addiction, strengthen employee health and safety guidelines, and give some warnings when problem arising from him. The third one is racing boat. So we gonna accept the racing boat as the proposal could enhance the sales even faced in high risk, and it is because also in existing of the reputation itself. So the fourth one is sales staffs versus sales agents. So we're gonna pick two of them by reducing sales agents and appoint sales staffs. This we can boost through help from external and internal management. The fifth one is JKL concern. We are recommend that communication between shareholders and board of directors is a must, and convince JKL the purpose of the charity work in Merbatty. And the last issue is late delivery of a hull from Top Crest. So we're gonna accept the compensation of hull of Top Crest. So we recommend that because Merbatty will gain profit and the quality of hull will be secured. Also strengthen the relationship with the Top Crest itself. Thank you.